Okay, I guess in everyone seeing my screen, and today I want to explain is the how is the working and the Mira SSL visibility. But before of that, I want to be a bit update of the some of the news and Mira acquisition by the Darktrace. It will be happen nearly 1 year ago. No, now on. Mira is working under the Darktrace in the support. We are today. We are explaining is the how is the working and the SSL visibility, why is needed for the all of the customer and the topologies, and what it will be reflecting in the result, and then after that we will see on the what is going on. We have a small presentation before of that about I promised about in the 10 minutes it will be take. And then after that, we have interactive session with using in the R lab, including, of course, in the Mira SSL visibility, and they show the value and what is in the adding in the your topology, something like that. If you have any question, you can interrupt me and ask me without waiting in the end of the session. Okay, now I am starting with the small presentation. And Mira is the solution of that to the SSL visibility appliances. Why we needed that? Because of that, first of thing is the performance optimization. It means that everybody is working on the firewall and the WAF, IPS, and etc. So many network devices. And you have to be decrypt under all of the traffic, also the intercepts, the outgoing traffic, and that of all of the devices. But it will take a very huge of the cost because every device, if it's starting in the SSL interception or the decryption, it needs the more resources. So reason of that, you have to be get in the hardware appliances on the customer side, especially in the firewall, especially on the IPS, on the WAF. And then, for example, if you have a throughput with 50 gigs and the IPS, if you open, for example, in the SSL packets, it downtime about in the 5 gigs throughput. About the 90% performance will be lost when you open in the SSL. The reason of that and the reason of the all of the things, it is easy to decrypting and the traffic in the some of the somewhere, and after that feed on all of the tools which you're using in your topology. It also the be you can also do the want and all of the traffic for the maybe in the forensic devices, or you have if you are using in the NDR, and you can feed under all of the information as a clear text. It is so easy to implementation, and on the other hand, and technically, I just want to be add into one of the things. If you decrypt in the all of the traffic, all of the appliances, I mean, in the firewall, IPS, LTM, or the so many devices, including in the IPS, you have to be using as the same algorithm. I mean, you have to be using in the same cipher suite, same TLS settings, then etc. Otherwise, it's one of the devices in your topology. It cannot be decrypted in the traffic. It will be result and the security gap on your network. If you do that, and it will be create in the another problem because of that in the higher algorithm and also the TLS section, it will be need and the huge of the resources. So reason of all of the reason of that, it makes sense in the decrypting in the somewhere and the feed and all of the appliances in the centrally. So another benefit of the Mira, and it's working as a layer cake transparent. It means that you don't have to be changed in the your topology. You don't have to be redesign of the your topology. You can put in the Mira and maybe in a just in a minutes, Then after that, you can decrypt into all of the traffic and to put in your IPS and the WAF, etc. You can also at the same time starting to prevent with behind in the attacker on the HTTPS and the other cryptologic protocols when it's coming from the network. It means that it will be very easy to deployment. Some of the other SSL appliances working as a transport, but not on the layer 2. It's working as a, for example, on the layer 3 and the true transport proxy. It means that you have to be configured some of the cipher suite configuration, maybe some of the configuration in the inside. But at the end of the day, you have to be working very hardly. But between Mira, it is so easy the implementation and the put on your network. So we talked about of these topics and resources and etc. You don't need to be decrypt in the traffic in the somewhere if you have using in the SSL visibility appliances. So it is so easy to implementation. So Mira is coming from the Metronome, and also the first about in the working as an metronome. Then after that, then the Bluecode acquisition has been made, and then after the Bluecode semantic and the Broadcom section, then after that they start in their new design and the new architecture about in the 2018 as a mirror security. Then after that, as we know in the before of that session I mentioned of that, the Darktrace acquisition can be done. So Mira have a hardware and the virtual appliances. I will start in the house is the capacity of the hardware appliances in the here is that nowadays we have three base appliances, 3, 5, and the 7 series, and this is the capacity and it means and also the maximum SSL flows and the throughput in this section. And the most of the topology is will be enough for the 5 series because it has the 25 gig interfaces and also the whole of the nearly the enterprise customer not getting in the over than 20 gig and the traffic we will never be seen as something like that in the traffic if the customer not do so much use. And otherwise it is the more specific needed in the here in the differences and the 3 or the 5 series. For example, 3 series has a 10 gig and the 5 series also the 10 gig throughput. So what is the differences is the SSL flow and the TPS section. So if you have a very hard load traffic, maybe you have to be used in the 5 gig throughput with but in the 5 series. Then maybe you have a 10 gig traffic. It means that not so much in the session in the access in the your network. Then maybe you can use in the 3 of the tricks. But main advantage is the with coming with the Mira, you can get on the any appliances with the based on the throughput. You can how can I say in the licenses can be installable with the other devices via the portal. Is it possible? So if you want to be, for example, starting in the 5 gig in the 5 series, then after that, if you need in a, for example, in the 10 gig traffics, you can add also the 5 gig license in the 5 series. It is so easy within the Mira. So other vendors requesting in the new quotation, then etc. It is also the cost-effective solution when coming from the Mira side. On the other hand, there is also the virtual appliances exist in the here, and it's coming from the 500 megabits and the 5 gigs throughputs. But as you see in the here, and the maximum TLS session is very limited on the 400,000 the session can be handled. But if your customer, or for example, if you don't have so much traffic, or you have to be put in the another places such as the branch office and the disaster recovery or something like that, it is not matching in the so much traffic. maybe you can use individual one. It is the very good option. Then otherwise, we will be also the suggesting in the appliances for the benefit on the high throughput. So Zenith Defense is the system integrator with the Mira and the Darktrace side, and we have designing in the wall of the topology, put on the installation in the your side, and deliver to your solution end of the day. So we are also giving on a service with the other of the stuff, and also put in the designing in the your topology and put in the appliances, and the giving in the you in the end of the day is the working mechanism. So there is also the 100 gigs appliances is the coming in a shortly. And also, if the largest ISPs, for example, needed in the highest throughput, it can be also the possible in this scenario. But we will talk in this, especially in the technical guys within the Darktrace. Then after that, we will suggest in the this kind of higher throughputs on the customer side. That's it from the ending of the presentation at this stage. If you have any question, then I will be then I will be answer you. Then otherwise, I will be continue in the interactive lab. Do you have any question? No? Okay. Okay. Now I move on, and let's to be explained is the first of the all and our topology, and we are positioning in the here and the Mira, and also the SSL visibility appliances, and nearly about in the over than in the 88% in the customer about using in the packet brokers. We are using in the this station and the packet broker as a easier, but it doesn't matter, and all of the packet presses can be working with the Mira without without any problem, because in the Mira is working as a full layer transparent and SSS solution. So we put in the Mira, as you can see in the my screen, in the some of the SSL traffics, and we can define and the criteria, which is the SSL the traffics in the here. You can also define as a port and the IP and etc. whatever you want. Then after that, it will be passed on the online tune like as a Mira and the decrypting in the traffic. And now on the session, we are using in the Cisco IPS and also the 40 WAF. Then after that, re-encrypt in the Mira and to go through on the network. So it means that the SSL traffic and the flow chart is at the between the FortiGate and the switches. We can put in the Mira in the with the easy way. On the other hand, the other of the traffic is not necessary go pass on the Mira because it is not in the encrypted. So we can define in the that kind of traffic in the here like as a destination port, and the, also we using in the in here, and so you never be passed through on the Mira at this stage for the not on the SSL traffic, of course, and the here of that. But end of the day, you have create in the another filter to bypass on the chain completely. For example, if you have you are facing in the one of the application is the creating another problem, you can bypass all of the Mira and the IPS and the WAF etc. in the one click in the here with the packet broker with its easy way. If you face any problem in the here also, for example, in the IPS is not working at this stage, or WAF is not working, it is the packet broker automatically can be passed through into these devices. It will be it packet broker can be checked on the traffic. If the packet is not passing on the packet broker in the interfaces, I mean, there is also the directly in the pass through in the fail open option, and also the here it will be prevent also the facing in the some of the technical or the interaction of the traffic in your network. It is so easy to using in the packet broker. You can also the using if your packet broker can be also the broken. You can also to use in the fail open switches with integrated with the packet broker. It doesn't matter which brand is that. But you don't have to do that. You can also put in the Mira in the directly. You don't have to be using in the packet broker, then etc. So here is the our topology, and here is the new dashboard on the after the acquisition of the Darktrace, and it's very useful and very get of the statistic and all of the things very easy on this dashboard. It is very usable. And then after that, it is so easy to be implementation in the here. In the theory, and then I will explain the quickly. And how was the work and the segmentation is that some of the segmentation can be possible in the here. Let me find on the segments and how was the configuration. It is not so deeply in the technically. I mean, I just want to be explain is how was the work in the here, and we are using now in the network inline and appliance inline mode. We have so many modes in the here, but we are using in the this mode reason of that if we have any found in the any thread or something like that in our network, we have to be interrupt and actively the session the interruption, then it will not be reflect in any of the devices in our network. That's why we have to be using under this of the things. We are doing in the this position and the full layer 2 transparent. It is amazing of that. And also if it's possible to using as a inline in also the passive in that time, and the appliance can be passive. They don't it not waiting in the response from the appliances, but if it gets, for example, in the TCP reset, in that time also the interruption of the session, it doesn't matter for us. But in the here is the main differences is that if you drop on the traffic such as like in the IPS, you can also do drop in the session. That's why we are always using in the inline and the appliance inline in the here. So then we have put in the some of the one of the clients in the behind on this networks, and I'm requesting is the some of this get request in the sending in this web server, and we can see on the logs in the here, and it's decrypted and it's passing without any problem. It means in the known key, then our session will be decrypted in these devices, as you can see in the 443, in the HTTPS and the TLS 1.3, also they decrypted by these appliances without any problem. When we look at in the detail in the session log, we can see in all of the TLS handshake in the here. It means it's starting with the client hello and the ending in the server certificate. If you have any problem in the here, you can easily to be understand into what is going on the inside. Because in the Mira collect, it's all of the data and the traffic always in the logs. So there is so much information exists in the here, including in the destination IPs and the certificates and the which rule can be also to be handled and this option, then etc. It is so easy to be troubleshooted when it will be needed. It is the inbound traffic and the decrypting in the traffic. And there is also the outbound traffic. I will be explaining in the before after that in the inbound session. So we are working in the inbound session, and we are put in the certificates in the store, in the PKI store, in the here. You can put in the any of the certificates. And also the Mira, it can directly to identify with using in the look in the app as a DPI in the packets. Then after that, checking in the SNI and the fingerprints and match and the decrypting in the traffic without do anything. So you don't have to be put in the rule and just put in the certificate, then decrypt, then say to Mira to decrypt, then that's it. It is so easy. It is both of the supported elliptic curve and the RSA. It doesn't matter which kind of K-type you want to be used. You can decrypt in all of the traffic because elliptic curve, as you know, every maybe in the 10 or 20 second it will be replaced in the K in the simultaneously. So you never be decrypt if you have also the certificate. It doesn't matter, but you can use in the especially in the elliptic curve and the decrypting in the traffic in the Mira, it is possible. It is for as a good things. So move on to back in the here we can see in the session in the here. For example, if I put in the CMD exe in the here, and that I can see in the this is the connection reset from somewhere, which is the somewhere. As you know, as you remember, we put in the Cisco and the Fortinet in the one of the devices can be sending in the reset on the traffic. In the this for the WebEx, we arrange the 40 WAF for the rejecting and the Cisco IPS for the dropping for the understanding in the which one is the blocking in the session. When we look at in the logs, it is the flexible and the elastic. If you, for example, write and the reject, you can see in the which kind of packets in the can be blocked with the devices, and the mirror also the reflecting on the session log in the here, as you can see. So it is so easy without do anything. You can see and the block with the mirror with the decision or the WAF says. So when we look at in the WAF logs, and as I can see in the here, it should be C in the CMD exe in the here. Here is that. Okay. And also, as everybody see in the here is the traffic is the still is the 443, but it is not in the HTTPS in the HTTP. It means that the devices in the fourth WAF can be analyzed without in the decrypting in the traffic. It is amazing of the things. So it is also the blocking. It is getting into all of the information which in the session in the packet header and the inside, whatever is required. You can see in the all of the things. On the other hand, of course, there is one of the attacker exists in the here, and we are still in the developing, and these products. So I'm selecting in the same web server and selecting in the whole signatures and starting in the attack. Now attack is starting, and as you can see in the so many attacks is the passing in the here. It started over than 40 or the 50 attack is blocked, and the 5 attack is the passing. It will be still in the continuum. So when we look at in the Mira, we can see in the both should be see in the drop and the rejects in the session in the here, and so some of them is blocked by the WAF, some of them is blocked by the IPS. So we can feed in the IPS and also the WAF at the same time within the Mira. And also if we face in the any problem in the session, because we are using in the attack in the session, nearly maybe in all of them it's problematic, of course. We are also the expecting all of them is the relay is blocked by the on the Darktrace side. So when we look at in the, for example, now on the WAF, we should be see in the so many signatures and attackers can be blocked in the here and the session log. As you can see, the attack is the still is the container. Some of them is the known as the exploit. Some of them is the generic attack. Some of them is the SQL injection and etc. On the other hand, and there is also the Cisco IPS in the here. it doesn't matter which brand that you are using. In the here is that Mira can be work in all of the IPSs because it is natively is working as a network products, and we can see in this session logs. It can be also the block which is coming from the attacker. Now it has so many signature can be triggered, and also the blocked in the here is that some of them is the web application attack, some of them is the administrator getting in the administration privilege or something like that. It's called injection, etc. So many attacks can be seen in the here is that. Especially in the 40, you can also see in the IPS detail in the section note when you look at in the here, and if you click in the packet text, you can see in the what is in the inside without with the clear text. With the destination port is the 443 is the seal is still, but it is not encrypted. It is full clear text and encrypted. It is very good of that. If you have using in the any NDR or network forensic, if you feed with this way, you can see so many things in your network. It is important. That's why we have to be used in the central solution on the SSL. Um, some of the customer using in the inside of the network, not just on the outside, and the SSL decryption. In this means you can decrypt and all of the traffic outside, inside, with the same topology, with the same Mira. It is very good, useful if you're using with the packet broker. You just put in the Mira in the somewhere, that's it, as a tool. Then after that, you can put in your network devices, and here, if for example, if you plus and add one of the another IPS, you can just put in the packet broker and put in the chain. That's it. Then you can easily to be uh, decrypting and also the analyzing with this security tool. It is so easy. So now on, it is we are talking until yet fully in the inbound session. And there is also the another session is the outbound. It means if you have a tool, if you want to be using in the, for example, in this computer is the same computer as you can see, and also if you want to be browse in the somewhere to anywhere, you can also do the intercept in this traffic that time with using in the Mira. You can also the record on all of the session or all of the data to feed to any NDR on your network with easily in the one solution. For example, if you want to be go in the CNN.com, something like that in the, if we are looking in the certificate, we can see in the Mira certificate in the here in the inside. So on the other hand, if you want to be go in other places, doesn't matter. It can be already decrypted and sending in the still in the IPS, for example. If the insider of the any of the guys want to be creating in the any potential threat in the outside, you can also the block with the Mira with the easy way. It is very high of the how can I say is the hard solution to implementation, but it is so easy with using with the Mira. And if you want to be used in the some of the session, for example, not to be decrypted in the outside, in that time you can ignore as a category. Let me to find under some of the traffic. As you can see is that this traffic is now I'm generating of the clients, and it is the outside, and for example in the BBC or something like that, a different kind of the Google traffic, for example. If you look at in the very deeply, you can see in the here, for example, in the category emerging in the search engines. If you want to be bypass and the one don't want to be, for example, in the health or the finance and the bypass at that kind of traffic, not using in the SSL intersection. It is possible with also the Mira with using in the category section in the writing in the rule. It is so easy. So we can also do that. As you can see on also the in the here, Mira is the supporting that HTTP2 and maybe so many sessions in the HTTP2 without any problem. On the other hand, at the same time, you can see in the so many sessions can be made by the TLS 1.3. Also, they can also working with the HTTP2. It is so easy to be using in the Mira, including in the DNS traffic. For example, I catch up to some of the things in the here. If you have in the requesting with the DNS traffic over the HTTPS, it can be also to be decrypted by the Mira and recorded. And if you want to be, for example, block in the IPS, is it possible then after that? Otherwise, you can never be see that kind of DNS traffic in the normally. It's not possible. It is also the big good things and the also the in the here. So we are recording all of the session. Now it means that we are using in the for one of the forensic solution in the here. It doesn't matter which brand we are using, and we are recording and all of the session to be analyzed. And after that, for example, if you have facing in the data breach, you can decrypting all of the internal and the outside of the traffic. You can investigate. Then after that is the coming in the forensic solution to understand what is going on in the inside. And otherwise, if you're not decrypting in the traffic, you never be seeing the what's going on in the inside. You have to be put on the some of the devices in the inside and the decrypting in the traffic and the collecting in the data. With the passive devices, you never be do that because, as I mentioned in the session, elliptic curve is not allowed to decrypting in the traffic if you have also to be using in the certificate and the key. It is not possible. You have to put in the inline devices because the key is always changing in the seconds. So Mira can also to be support in this kind of topologies. So it is so excellent. So when we look at in the detail of the session, we can see on the all of the layer 7 data in the this scenario. And for example, if I'm opening in a similar randomly is the sum of the things. For example, if we have in the creating in the attack in the here, and you can see in the all of the data as a clear text. It is excellent to decrypting is the evidence of the by the Mira all of the traffic and recorded in the section as a HTTP. It is so good to investigate is the sum of the things. If you, as you remember, we also to be using in the traffic on the CNN. When I put on the CNN traffic, for example, we can see in all of the things in the here. If, for example, you in the inside of the customer as the one of the guy pushing and putting in the data in the outside without triggering any DLP solution, you can find with using in the decrypting traffic in the Mira and also the plus, of course, in the some of the forensic devices, and you get in the evidence, and you can very investigate it very easy in the some of the thing. For example, there is a some of the video exists in the here, and using in the HTTP2 protocol, and the destination port is the 443. It means that the traffic should be in the encrypted. If we have getting in the traffic. Sometimes the video is not allowed and some kind of the things, of course. But if you look at in this video, you can see in the what is the client is the watching in the encrypted in the traffic. It is amazing, isn't it? So you can see in the whatever you want in the encrypted traffic with the clear text. It means you can feed, for example, if you think in the imagine in the NDR product, and you can see so many things after that. You can create so many alerts after that. You can see so many trigger on the CM, on the SOAR integration. Then after that, it is so easy. So the benefit of the SSL visibility appliances, it will be create in the cost-effective solution because you don't have to be using in the higher appliances. Then after that, you can use in the lower model appliances because you don't need any resources after that. Also, you can more secure after that in your network without changing in the topology. Actually, it is very good things and it is amazing. It show as a, how can I say, it's a little bit complicated, but as you can see in the here, it is not complicated, and we can put in the that kind of enterprise products maybe in one day in the one of the customer for the POCs, and also the production. It is so not too hard. If you have a little bit smarter, you can put in the devices in the very easy way. You can also see in the what, for example, in the images. Also, if you look at in the images in the inside, you can see in the here what the customer is also the CEO of that in the backend of the because everything is available clear text. Then after that, there is no any application C as a here in the HTTPS. All of them is seen as a clear text. So it is so easy to be analyzed. Then after that in everything. So what is the so end of the day, end of this session, what we will do in the here, we can duplicate in the traffic, we can feed in the IPS and the 40 WAF and the encrypt in the traffic with the Mira and push back in the network. It is the excellent things. One of the other benefit things is that Mira can be analyzed also the big guarantee. If the packet is go through to any IPS devices or WAF devices, if the packet return to Mira, it is not the same Mira drop in the traffic. It will be creates in the also to be applied in the GDPR in the Europe. And also it means that then data integration can be validation can be done also the with the Mira. If you using in the not in the layer 2 transparent solution, there is no in the talking about is the data integration. Data can be changed in the anywhere. And then after that, if you face in the any data breach, there is no any evidence. It means the investigation to be accepted as evidence. So because data can be changed in the somewhere, but in here you can validate in the session and the data it never be changed. You give guarantee, and you can also to be record in the here in the forensic devices. Then you have evidence. It is so important things on the other end. So Mira has very great and a higher in the visibility seen in the your network. Then after that in the implementation. And so when we look at in this attacks, it will be completed, I guess, in the here. What is the result when we look at in the session, and then I can see in the over than nearly approximately 45 persons as can be blocked with using in the, for example, 40 web and the Cisco IPS with the easy way. If you want, put in the some of the devices in the here, for example, in the packet broker at the chain, you can see maybe more secure, or you can analyze in the policies in the what is the required and the changing in the policies with the easy way. If you are using in the packet broker also the in the here and adding is the more devices with the easy way. So if you have any question, maybe I'm going in a very fast, but as you everybody know is that the technical session, and so I want to be explain in the and highlight in the very important thing, I guess, in the here. And I guess I believe it that I explain is the what is the benefit on the and Darktrace is applies in the here and very clear of that. Then if you have any question, then I will ask it. Then otherwise, I will end the session. Do you have any question? And I'm stopping and if I find, then I will stop in the recording.